Welcome to Curious Monkey Gaming, and welcome to this beginner-friendly Let's Play of Medieval Dynasty.
Hello.
Hi, Bogush. We survived winter, and it is now spring. I like to always change clothes. I don't need to, especially in winter and spring. Probably be okay with the same clothes, but it's a change of season, so I actually like to change. Is there anything else he should be wearing? No. So mostly naked again. Put on the shirt, put on the trousers, and now Bogush is decent. So in spring, there's usually a fair bit to do. First of all, let's find Amelia and continue our courtship.
Oh, it's you again.
Romance. How are you doing, beautiful? I simply adore your hair. It shines like a morning dew in the sun. There should not be an A there, but ooh, she didn't like that one. So we're out for the day. We struck out. When you're romancing, if you get a negative response, so one that loses you affection, and I got -3 on that one. When you do that, it blocks you from continuing for that day. So little setback in our courtship. Not so nice. And we have rye. We have quite a lot of rye that can be harvested. We're going to go over and we have some stone sickles. We're going to need a lot more stone sickles. So let's see if we can make some. Yes. I'm just going to go ahead and make 10 because we're going to need them. Stone sickles are garbage. Stone sickles wear out extremely quickly. And let's put them in our wheel and pick them up. They harvest very little. They basically get one plot at a time, or a couple plots at a time, sorry, and they break if you breathe on them. I just broke 2 already. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest all of this rye, and I'll see you in a minute. One trick when you're harvesting, this is 2 plots. When you're harvesting, if you stand in the right area, you can get all of them. And I've now gone through 12 stone sickles because, as I said, they are garbage. I'm just gonna grab some more materials. I believe I need sticks and stone. Wait a sec. Stone sickles, I need sticks and stone. Stone I have a fair bit. Sticks I don't have that many. And then we're almost done. So it's spring, and spring is a time of doing many things, especially if you've got a bit of a farm going. We had the plan of getting 3 fields of flax happening and 1 field of wheat. I'm not sure about the wheat. Might have to adjust that plan, but definitely flax, maybe 4 fields of flax and no wheat to start with. Oh, we got a rabbit. Always good to check the traps, have a drink. And how many stone sickles can we make? Let's make 4. I won't need more than that. And we'll finish off the rye. And then we are going to bake some money. You'll see what I mean in a sec. So when you harvest grain, which means rye, wheat, or oats. First of all, you need to thresh it. You go over to the threshing floor and tell it which one you want to do. And you'll see that we get quite a lot of stuff when we finish. So we got 595 straw and 1190 grain. And we leveled up our farming. So let's check out the farming skill. Careful farmer gives us slower durability loss. Skilled farmer gives us more crops when we harvest. So let's go with that. Actually, I'm going to go with village whistleblower as my first one. What that allows you to do is call your mount, either your donkey or your horse. And we're going to get a donkey in this episode, so I'll put the second point into skilled farmer. So, with the grain, first of all, we want to be able to put down 4 fields of rye later. So we're going to put 200 rye in this box, which should be 890. Oh wait, sorry. 200 in the box. I will keep 890. Boom. 990 rather. I don't math good. So we've got rye in the box. That is important because now we can just say everything in my inventory, turn it into flour. And we have saved some grain for planting next time. So there's rye flour, wheat flour, and oat flour. Rye gives you 6 rye grain gives you 10 flour. So I'll buy that scheme, I'll craft more, and I'll do everything. And that will give us quite a lot of flour. 1,650 flour. And another level in farming skill. In fact, 2 levels in farming, which is awesome. So what I always do is I come over here and I put the flour in the chest in the kitchen. Now's where it gets tricky. So we've got the flour in the kitchen. We want buckets now. We want lots of buckets. Let's see what we're carrying. To make buckets, you need planks. I only have 1 plank. I think each bucket needs... I don't remember. Did I build a workshop already? Yes, I did. That's right. I get confused on some of these Let's Plays because I have another game going, which I'm not recording, and I don't remember what I did in which one. So we need 2 planks for 1 bucket. What we want is 15 buckets to do this most efficiently. 15 buckets means 30 planks, and means 15. They do it confusingly on here. What this is actually telling me is use 15 logs, which will make 30 planks. It's not making 15 planks. So we have the planks to make the buckets. And we want to go over here and make 15 buckets. That may level up our production. We'll see. Not quite. And then we want to go down to the well with our 15 empty buckets, which are now in our in our inventory, 15 empty buckets, and we want to fill them up. So instead of holding A, we just hit A, go over here, craft more, 15. This will probably level up our extraction. For some reason, filling buckets of water is a big deal on the extraction. Well, not quite. Okay. So, what we want to do is cook bread, flatbread. We need to buy the scheme. And for every 1 flour and 1 bucket of water, it makes 1 flatbread. And we see that 1 bucket of water, we have 150, because each bucket counts as 10. So we have 150 water. We're going to take 150 flour out of here. You don't have to do it exactly if you don't want to, but it just keeps things clean, so to speak. And we go flatbread, 150. Why are we doing this? Flatbread is low resource cost, 1 flour, 1 water, and you can sell it for okay money. By themselves, flatbread don't sell for much, but if you're making hundreds of them or even thousands of them, they sell for pretty good money. So, we have now used all of that flour. That gave us a building unlock for production, which is great. If we go into food, we see we have 150 flatbread. They sell for 9, it says. They actually sell for 4.5, but 4.5 times 150 is 600. It's about 670 something. 675, I think. So, we have lots of flatbread. I'll put those in there. Now we also have lots of empty buckets. In our tools, we have 15 empty buckets. And basically what we're going to do for a little while is go back and forth, filling up buckets, which will level up our extraction, getting 150 flour, and baking 150 flatbread over and over and over again. It's kind of tedious, but it will be a good money maker, and we need some money right now. So I'm going to bake a whole bunch of flatbread, and I'll meet you on the other side. A perceptive viewer pointed out that I didn't pick up the cabbage rot that I created a couple of seasons ago, and it's still here. It's 1332. We're going to take that and run it over to the barn and create some fertilizer. It'll only make 133 because rot is 10 rot to 1 fertilizer. So it's not super helpful, but it is definitely helpful. Every bit counts. So let's see, have we got extra rot? Rot, by the way, is food, technically. It's rotten food. So if you can't find it, it's probably because you're looking in crafting resources and not in food. Likewise, it will appear in your food storage. I don't think we have any yet, but it will at some point appear at the bottom of your food storage because it's rotten food. You may ask yourself why I am using 15 buckets. It's a good number for being able to carry it. I have unlimited carry weight on, and if you have that, of course, it doesn't matter. You could do 200 buckets, but I'm doing it with 15 because I found that to be a reasonably good number that by this stage in the game, you should be able to carry. So, I'll continue and see you soon. So we are down to our last batch. 150 flour. I've got the buckets already filled, baking. And we'll see in a minute that we leveled up extraction and production quite a bit. Extraction just from filling water buckets, and production from baking flatbread. And we unlocked a number of buildings, which is super useful. And we're going to make quite a bit of money as well. I've been putting the flatbread in the food storage because we won't be able to sell all of it at once, and it will stay fresh longer. So we see that we have 1,650 flatbread, which is just as much flour as we had before. I will fill up the buckets again. In the meantime, I had to make some new buckets. As you use buckets, they wear out. So I made 15 more. We don't need them for baking right now, but I'll put them in the food storage filled. And then we have way more water than our villagers need. And if we want to do some baking in the future, we've already got those filled up, which can be useful. Don't forget water. If the buckets are filled, they are food in your inventory. And if they are not filled, they are tools. So I realize I've got some meat. I can cook up a little more meat and put it in there for our villagers. It's only 3 pieces from the traps, but still, every little bit helps. And as you can see, it's getting dark. We spent the entire first day harvesting rye and baking flatbread. So throw those roasted meats in there for them. They've got 18, that should be more than enough. So now if we check the management tab, we can see we have 228 food and there's a 120 a day demand. We have 5,500 water and there's a 120 a day demand. So we're doing really good on all of that. So if we look over here in technology, we can see that we have building technology is affected by excavation tasks, like drawing water from the well. We can see we unlocked the house. I think we already had the resource storage too, but we unlocked the house, which is a slightly larger house than the one that we've been building. And in production, we unlocked a lot. So from baking, we got the sewing hut, the workshop 2, the smithy 2, and the sewing hut 2. All just from baking flatbread, so it's pretty useful. We also got a number of skills. I've already put some points in some, but we now have one with the earth, which means pickaxes and shovels wear out slower. We also have careful miner, so we get extra resources, potentially 50% chance of extra resources when we are mining. We also got from production, I maxed out cooking knowledge, and we got 2 points in sewing knowledge already, which just makes our experience go faster when we're cooking or sewing. So that is a pretty awesome day's work, Bogush, I must say. Let's see if it's time to go to bed. Yeah, it is. Let's go to the next day. So the other thing that happened yesterday is if we look at the quest in the upper right, we have all the logs, we have all the limestone, we have all the straw, no problem, but we are low on stone because last episode I used a fair bit of stone building houses. So if we go into management and we go to extraction and our excavation shed, they are 100% on limestone right now. And we want to flip it. We want to turn off limestone. We've got enough. And we want to put them 100% on stone. And they'll be getting 64-ish a day, 63 a day, which is not bad, but it's going to still take quite a while. So what we want to do is we want to get our bronze pickaxe out of here. Have we got any other useful tools? Maybe take torches, and we're going to go over to the mine and do some more mining because we get a lot of stone from that. It won't be enough to finish that quest this season, but it'll help us along the way quite a bit. Let me just go into the inventory and put that bronze pickaxe in a sensible spot. And as we saw in the last episode, you can get a lot of very useful stuff from mining, even early in the game before you can build an official mine. You can get essentially bronze from it. You can also get a lot of salt if you need it or want it. What we really want is just regular old stone. So if we go in our inspector mode, we can see these things glowing in the dark. Like I said last time, I like to always go all the way to the back and work my way forwards. So we can see it branches here, and this side goes further back, further back, further back, and ends, well, it's still going back. It ends here. So we can start mining. I've got a bronze pickaxe this time, which will last a lot longer than the stone one I had last time. And I'm going to mine out this entire mine, and I will not make you watch that. So I'll see you on the other side. So Bogush has been telling me that he's rather thirsty, and just for convenience sake, I might build buildings, extraction, well. I might build one over here right next to the, if I can, anywhere. Yeah, I'm working on it, Bogush. I'm working on it. Chill out. Obstacles to the building site. Yeah, there's so much stone and things around here in the ground that it's very difficult to build anything like a well. And the ground is so slopey, it's really difficult. I don't want to build it right in the middle of the path here, but I might have to.
I haven't been drinking enough today.
Yeah, let's build a well there. I've got everything in my inventory because I have unlimited carrying capacity on. For you, that's going to be, if you don't have it turned on, it's going to be a few more trips. But I don't want to bore you with watching me run all over the map to get resources. So that's why I have unlimited carry weight on. I usually don't play with it. But for you, to spare you the boredom, I have it turned on. So back to mining. See you when I'm done.
I'm hungry.
Okay, so we emptied the mine. Didn't actually break the bronze pickaxe, which is nice. We can go down and make some bars. And check up on what it costs to make various tools. Because although the smithy is really, really awesome for making money, the first thing we're probably going to want to do with it is make some farming tools, especially. So I can make, well, actually, let's look at the resources first. So I ended up with 111 copper ore, 76 tin ore, and 442 stone. I'm not sure how much stone I had before I went in there, but we've got a fair bit of stone now. So craft 55 copper bars. and 38 tin bars. It's always a bit of an imbalance between copper and tin in a mine. There seems to be a lot more copper than there is tin. I'm just going to check in here. Do I have any tin? No. So, bronze bars. I generally, once I can do bronze, as long as I've got tin and copper, I don't worry about copper tools or anything like that. Bronze are so much better, last so much longer. Also, another level in production. Let's see, do I have any copper ore? Yes, I'll take that and that. And I can make one more copper bar out of those. And I'm gonna keep bronze bars in here. I'm not gonna keep copper bars in here. Well, whoop. So I got 50 bronze bars in there, and that's full. I have to put the rest in the resource storage. That's okay. It's not far away. That was the idea. So bronze bars in there, copper bars in there. I'll get rid of everything for right now. I've got a little rye left over. It's interesting. I don't remember where I got wooden vials from, or the straw, or the stones. Also got 40 salt from the mine. I did mine the salt this time because it also gives you stone, and that was the main thing I wanted. So we're halfway there with our stone, and our guys are generating 64, I think it was, a day, which is not bad, just ticked over. That's nice. We're gonna not touch the logs or the limestone or the straw for now, and just let them do their thing. So eventually I will put some houses up here as well for our sort of little mining village. So the well makes sense in the future. There'll be a good reason for it to be there. So for now, we've done what we can for the mine and the stone. We might have to wait till next season for, well, we will have to wait till next season to finish the King's Quest, but we still have time. If we go into journal and we go to make the kingdom great again, we still have 3 seasons, including this one. So next season is not too late. The other thing that's interesting is taxes. You have to pay taxes based on what you have in your village. So if you go to management and you go to buildings, you'll see there is a tax column. So each small house adds 5 to your taxes. These things add different amounts. So an excavation shed is more than a well and is more than a woodshed. 30 and 10. The hunting hut adds 15. If we go over to the fields, they also, each of the 50 size fields adds 10. So, and the barn, the farm shed, all of the buildings add to your tax. And the fields and the orchards as well, and also, no, animals don't. The animal buildings do. So the donkey shelter is 30 and the pigsty is 20. That all adds up per season, gets put together and becomes your taxes. So I need to pay $6.88, and you have to pay it every spring. And every spring, of course, it goes up, basically, because you've built more. If you stop building, it doesn't go up, of course, but generally every season you're building something, so it goes up. So I need $6.88. If we go over to, oops, I'll increase my sewing knowledge to the highest level. And if we go over here, we see that we have 76 coin, which ain't much. So we wanna change that. what we want to do is, first of all, we want to get all of our flatbread. I can do that because I have unlimited carry weight on, so you don't have to watch me run back and forth all the time. If you don't have it on, you'll have to do this in a couple of trips. But on the way, I'll give you a tip. So I'm going to take all the flatbread, and we've still got time today. So I'm going to run over to town. Let me get my bow out just in case I run into anybody on the way. And I will see you in Piastovia. So my tip, if you are not playing with unlimited carry weight, my tip is build a resource storage right here. Where are we? Let's look at the map. We're right outside Piastovia. And here's the bridge. So if you're building anywhere in the west, build a resource storage right here next to the bridge. If you're building in the north, build it just here outside of the red area. If you're building it in the east, maybe build it over here or up here. And if you're building in the south, somewhere down here. You have to be outside of the red area, and you want to keep an eye on the animal spawns that you maybe don't kill in the animal spawn you want. Right near here, there are no deer, there are no moose. There's nothing I want to hunt. Up here in the north, there is moose right here. So maybe build it over here, that it's a bit further away. In the east of Piastovia, there isn't really a spawn, or at least I haven't discovered one there yet, of anything interesting. And down here, I don't know either. But yeah, check the animal spawns that you don't take away something that you want to hunt. And build a resource storage right near town. Resource storages are magically connected. So if you have a resource storage here, it will be connected to the one in your town, and you can run back and forth between here and Piastovia rather than all the way back to your village. That's a useful thing to know. Magical resource storages, you can also build them right outside of all the towns if you want to. So now we're going to sell. If we go over to flatbread and we sell as many as we can, you can see that we can sell her 248, and then she's out of money, and that will get us 1,116 coin, which is pretty awesome. And that's only one vendor. So if we go into the market and we find more vendors like Domazir, I guess that's how you say that, and we go to flatbread, sell them everything we can, we get another 1,300.
Best go. See you soon. People wonder why living in Piastovia is.
This is Barlim, who's
How
the
can I help you?
tavern keeper. We sell him 500 because he has more coin. That gets us 2,300.
Only to have a good
Just
day.
dance.
It's adding up.
How do you do?
We sell to Posnamir 250,
Only the best. Goodbye.
and we sell to Unislava. We already sold. Ludomila. We sell her flatbread, and we get
Want
more.
to see my wares? See you around.
And the last guy, Markoslav. Markoslav is always late to the market.
Hello there.
We sell him flatbread, all of it. And we've got all of our flatbread is gone, and we have 7,500 coin. So things look a lot better for us right now. With 7,500 coin, we can do a number of things. First of all, I'm going to buy all of his animal feed because we're going to go get animals. And flaxseed. I don't remember how much we had. So here's a good tip.
Price is so low. Take care.
If you go into management and you go into buildings and you go to storages down the bottom, you can go to resource storage. They will show you the same thing. Doesn't matter because they're magically connected. Open resource storage and go one over to the right. It shows you everything in your resource storage. Now that would be an awesome thing, except I don't have my seeds in my resource storage. That's fine. If we go up to farming and we go to farm shed and we go over to the right, that shows what's in our farm shed. So I have 150 flaxseed. If I want to do 4 fields of flax, I need 200 flaxseed. We've got 103 fertilizer there. And then in our storage, we have 133. So that's enough for 2 fields. That's fine for spring. No problem. So just in case, I'm going to get another 50 flaxseed off of Markoslav. Flaxseed. And I need 50, and that'll get us 4 fields of flax.
Wants to see my work.
That's great. Now, I could also, I'm wondering, just if I get lazy and impatient, I can buy stone from Markoslav. Yeah, he's only got 26. Doesn't really help us that much. I'll take it, but yeah, it's not a huge help.
My wares, see you around.
So I'm also going to check with Posnamir. He has a quest. Hello, how's your business going? No problems with the supplies? Welcome and thank you for asking. It could have been worse, but maybe you would like to become one of my local farmers and have your wares sold on the most prestigious stall in Piastovia. It would be an honor, of course. I'm especially looking for some beetroots. There's a beetroot baron who comes and buys them all in bulk, and if someone else wants to buy them, the closest thing I can offer are onions. Who would have thought that beetroots could be such a rare commodity? The market can be quite unpredictable. In case you're not growing any beetroots at the moment, I can give you seed. Thank you. I'll return with beetroots. And he gave us 16 seed. So if we look in management and we look in fields, we can pick a field and change plant type. So that'll at least show us that beetroot is sown in spring. So we want one field to have beetroot in it, and we'll put all 16 in this spring. So we haven't gotten to dealing with our fields yet this spring. We just did the harvesting, but we'll go and have a look at that. And we might want to check the notice board to see what they need, and if it's really easy, we'll go ahead and do it. They want logs, sticks, and planks. Very few of them. Derwan wants 10 logs. That's really easy. So we'll take that. We'll take that. Fishing spears and stone, all really, really simple things. I'll take the fishing spears.
Again.
Those are all pretty easy things. So, for example, we can just collect a bunch of sticks right here. And here. Always keep an eye out on this exit at Piastovia, because sometimes there is a dude sitting here outside the gates with a little campfire, and he's begging. And if you give him some money, you can recruit him to your village, and he has higher skill than you'll normally get any other way. So I'm going to do the pike trick that I explained in last episode. I need some money anyway, and I may as well make some money as well. So we go to Posnamir in the market. We buy, now that we have a lot of money, we can buy all of his pike for 1,600.
Whatever you need, see you around.
And then we can go down here to the sick house where we woke up in the beginning. And we can cook all that pike.
I feel famished.
I'm doing this because Bogush is hungry. So I'm just going to eat some of that meat that I just roasted to start with. Get his food up to full. And now we can go back to the guy we just bought all that from and sell it
How is Light Street?
for, well, yeah, it doesn't sell for a whole lot more because I just ate a bunch of it, but it gets you a little profit.
Good luck.
In this case, it didn't get me any profit because I ate 5 or 6 of them, but that looks like maybe it's been patched, actually. It used to give you a lot more. In fact, last episode when I did it, I could swear it gave me a lot more. I'm going to take my axe out. I need to get outside the red box on the map. So let's look at the map. Yeah, I need to... Whoops. I need to get up to the triangular intersection. And then I can cut some trees, which will allow me to finish those quests really quickly. And when we cut trees, it's good to cut maples if you have them. Maple, this is a maple here, gives you 4 logs instead of 3 like a spruce or 2 like a birch. So you have to cut less trees, fewer trees, and you get more from them. So there we see we get 4 logs, which is nice. So I'm going to have to check. I don't remember exactly how many of what exactly I needed. So these are side quests. Durwan needs 10 logs. This one needs 5. So I need 15 for that. And the other things I have to do in my village because I need to make planks and fishing spears. But 3 more logs and 2 planks, which I don't have. Okay. But I can buy planks just to finish that quest. And this is just it gives you a little money, but it's like now that we're baking money, it's a pretty useless amount of money. But it does give you dynasty reputation, which is very important when you start recruiting people to help you with various things. So go back to town and we can deliver these logs to Durwan. Where is Darwin? I think he's in the pub. Oh, no, that's the Herald. I need Darwin, yeah. Where is he? Okay, he's on the other side of town. Let's run over there and get 2 little quests finished quickly, which is nice. Oh, he's in his garden, sitting over here with his wife. That's
Hello
romantic. Bridge materials.
See you around.
Done.
How is life treating you? Have a good.
And the other ones, let's pay taxes as well while we're here. I often forget that, which is annoying. Logs, sticks, planks, and fishing spears. Yeah, I need to make planks, which is
Day.
back in my village. So let's pay taxes before I forget. If you forget to pay your taxes, it's good to know.
I'm sitting here as a punishment.
How can I help you?
Here to pay my taxes. And that's it. So we paid taxes, we bought a bunch of stuff we need, and we still have 5,500 coin, which is pretty nice. If you forget to pay your taxes, or you just don't pay your taxes, the first time you do it, you only lose 1 dynasty reputation, which is not really a big deal, and it goes on your debt. What happens if you forget the second spring? I don't actually know, because I usually make sure I do it. If I forget it once, I make sure I do it as soon as possible. While we're here, I might actually have a look and see what's up with
Drawn to the bonfires like
villagers who are good at farming. So he's got a 1 in farming. The other one had 2. She's got a 3. She's got a 3. She's got a 1. So I might... How old are they? Age 30, age 24. So, and this guy over here had a 2. That's not so great. So what I'm looking for, obviously, are farmers, but also doubles. Like if they have more than 1. Both of these ladies have 3 in farming and hunting, which is interesting. The reason that's interesting is in winter,
A dream in which we all had green diamonds above our heads, and we were
in
talking
winter,
gibberish.
there isn't necessarily a lot of farming stuff to be done, and I will sometimes micromanage and move them into some other building to do other things. And they could be hunting in winter, for example, which is interesting. I'm creating a new settlement, looking for good people. Great, see you there. What about you? Okay, so I recruited both of them. The good thing about that is I can go to management and I have empty houses. I have 1 in the courtyard. So she's in there, and I'm going to put her in the farm shed to work. And I'm going to put her in a house. Actually, yeah, I'll put her in a house with a guy. And also put her in the farm shed. So now that I've got villagers in my farm shed, it's important to check out what I'm doing with my fields. So this one has nothing in it yet. And I want flax, which is sown in spring. And I want flax all the way across the whole thing. So if we go there, we see it's flax, we see harvest flax in summer, and we have nothing in autumn yet. That's fine. And then we see the 50 in the flax column. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. Flax. And actually we'll make this field the one that has beetroot. So if we go to beetroot, we want to do 1 row, which is 15, plus 1, because we have 16 seed. That's been changed, that's good. This one should have flax in spring. And this one should have flax in spring, which it already does because I already planted it myself. So, oh, wait a sec. We did the beetroot wrong. I wasn't thinking. Beetroot should be 3 rows like that. And plus 1. I was doing it in the wrong direction. So that is 16 beetroot. And you can see it on the columns there, beetroot 16. So that is all set for them to get to work. They're not going to have, and the little icons go away because they have food and water and firewood and everything now because they have a home. I'm going to run back to the village and go to bed. I will see you tomorrow morning. Good morning, Bogush. Let's see. What do we want to do today? Have we got anything in the traps? No. We've got our new ladies here who are going to be farming, so we want to make sure that they have what they need. What they need is, wait a sec. Go to the resource storage. Grab the beetroot seed. We don't need to do this. They will take it out of the resource storage. I just keep farming things, many of them anyway, separate. So they have all of that over in the farm shed storage, not the barn. They won't take it out of the barn, but they will take it out of the farm shed. So beetroot seed, fertilizer, flax seed, they have all of that. They have bags for spreading fertilizer and seeds. They also have simple bags, which are the same thing basically. They have 2 wooden hoes. One of them's almost broken, so they're going to need more wooden hoes. And to start with, to plant, that's it. That's all they need. So, can I make wooden hoes? No. I will run over here. In case you're wondering, when you have different tools of different durability, they will take the worst one first. So if you give them wooden hose, they'll take the wooden hose before they'll take the, for example, copper hoe or bronze hoe. Okay, so I can make some wooden hose for them. Make 5. These I'll just put in the resource storage. We don't need to crowd the farm shed storage, but they will get them without any problem. Okay, so they have everything they need. And it's also maybe time to buy a better, I haven't got enough survival technology.
My uncle had been building his house for 10 years. I wonder how much time it would take him to build a settlement like this one.
Your uncle sounds lazy. So what they're going to do is they're going to come over here and they're going to fertilize this. They're going to plow it with the hose. They're going to fertilize this spot that I forgot or couldn't fertilize last episode. And they're going to do the same thing to the other 2 fields, and then they're going to plant each of them. They actually do it field by field. They will do 1 field complete. So they'll come over here. I don't know which one is the first field. I think they start on field 1, which is this one over here. So once they stop lollygagging around and drinking their coffee, they will come over here and they will fertilize it, hit it with the hoe and plow it and spread seed on it. And when that's finished, they'll go to field 2, which is over there, and so on, field 3, field 4. So you need to sort of check, go back and forth a little bit to see where or how much they get done and how long it takes them to really be able to tell how many people you need doing what based on how long your seasons are.
Can make all the difference in the world.
So I'm
Will
gonna
it take long?
take this opportunity to flirt with Amelia a little bit more. I truly admire your honesty. She does seem to be an honest person. +7 affection. Very good. I don't think she's very funny, so I'm not going to compliment her. I'm not going to tell her a dumb joke. None of these sound very good. I'll try and tell her a joke. It's +5. Okay, so she doesn't mind jokes. Okay, but she's also blocking me now
Have a nice day.
from asking her anything else. I'm going to make a plank, which is related to one of our quests. And I'm going to go... So, see, now we have 4 fields. Okay, for some reason, she started on 3. Probably because 3 is the one that is completely ready to put seeds down. All right, interesting. So the other one, which is almost ready to put seeds down, is 4. So she started on there as well, and she's putting down beetroot. So I can basically ignore these fields for a bit, which is nice.
I haven't been drinking enough today.
No, Bogush, you have not been drinking enough today. You really need to watch that, mate. Why don't we have a little drink? And let's see about food. I've got a little meat. I've got roasted fish meat that I meant to sell and didn't. Oh, actually, I know what happened. I could have made a lot more profit on the roasted fish meat. That's what happened, is I sold him flatbread. So he, back in town, Posnamir, the guy that I bought the fish from, I sold him flatbread. So he had 0 coin. I sold him all the flatbread I could, and he was broke. And then I bought his meat, or his fish. So the only money he had is the money I gave him. So when I went to sell it back to him, the only thing he could buy it with was the money I gave him. So I still have a bunch of roasted fish meat. That's okay. I'm not that worried about that. I'm going to cook the meat I have. And I can just put all of this in the storage for my villagers. So I've kind of been ignoring it, but now I see that there are 2 icons in the top left. The little anvil up there. And what that means, whenever you see something like that, you always want to troubleshoot it. I think I know what it means already, but basically you can go over to management and you can go to anywhere that you see one of these red icons. And what I've got there is I've got an excavation shed with no tool, and I've got a wood shed with no tool. So I need axes and I need pickaxes. So what I'm going to do to get those is we're going to go down to the smithy and we're going to make some nicer tools for them for the first time. Now that we have lots of bronze sitting around and so on, we can make them some bronze tools. So to start with, I'm going to make 2 bronze axes, and 2 bronze pickaxes. I think, I'm just going to check, I think those need bronze tools, pickaxe. I can afford to buy it now, and I can afford to buy the bronze axe as well. So we need logs and logs. So we need 4 logs if we want to make 2 of each. So let's go get 4 logs. And go back over here and get some bronze bars. I'll just take all of them and make 2 of those. And 2 of those. And because our villagers take things out of the resource storage, and because resource storages are magically connected, I will just drop those in here. Bronze axe, bronze pickaxe, and that icon in the top left goes away like magic. How nice. So that'll keep them busy for a while, because bronze tools last a lot longer than the stone ones that they were using. Fishing spears. We want to make fishing spears. Fishing spears are made, sometimes it's hard to remember, and I lost them for a long time. I didn't know where they were. It's workbench, tools, stone tools, and they're up here. So they need stones, logs, and linen thread. Uh-oh, linen thread. I'm gonna have to go buy 3 linen thread, because I have not made any yet, and will not be making any anytime super soon. Just good thing to know, the side quests need to be finished this season. Whichever season you pick them up, they need to be finished then. And you will lose a little dynasty reputation if you don't get them done. So don't take them at the end of a season, and don't take them if you don't think you can finish them. These ones, story quests, you can keep them for as long as you want and turn them in whenever you want. So you've got lots of time. So for example, the beetroots for Posnamir, I have no rush for those. But the log sticks, planks, I can finish already. The fishing spears, I can't until I get linen thread. So I'm gonna pick up, let's see, 5 logs, 16 sticks, and I can put 1 plank away. 5 logs, 16 sticks. And now we see up in the right corner that I've got everything I need for those. I can put the bronze back in here. And off we go to town. I will see you there. So here we are back in Piastovia again. We're going to go to the lady that sells clothing, wherever she is. There she is. Imislava. And we're going to buy, if she has it. She doesn't have it. Huh. Normally, the people who have clothing also sell thread. Okay, what we're going to do instead is we're going to buy a large saddle bag and a saddle. They're expensive, but we have a fair bit of money. So we're down to 2,000 on our money.
another client.
You can buy, if you're short on money and you want to outfit your donkey, which is why I just bought those. We're going to get a donkey shortly. You can buy a saddle, just a saddle, and you're done. If you have a bit more money, you can buy a saddlebag. If you have a bit more money, you can buy a large saddlebag. A saddle allows you to ride your donkey, and saddlebags allow your donkey to carry more. I'm not going to buy him yet, but if you come over to this lady, Unislava, she sells iron horseshoes, which allow your mount, your donkey or your horse, to run longer, and their stamina drains slower, basically. But I'm not going to buy that right now. I want to make sure I can still afford a donkey. What was I actually coming here for? I was coming here to turn in a quest and buy thread, linen thread. Markoslav may have linen thread. Yes, he has linen thread. We need 3 for the fishing spears. So we'll take that. And we have to go to Durwan to turn in this quest. He's having a chat with Sedowin down here.
How are
Durwan. Renovate the town walls, and we're done. Okay. So we only need to do the fishing spear quest now. We got a new level in diplomacy, which is nice. I'll take diplomacy knowledge, max it out so that it builds up quicker, gives us more XP. Every time we gain, we get 15% more. And because we've got some money, we might actually treat ourselves to a fast travel. Or, let's see, we need to go to Skalki to get a donkey. So I'll fast travel to Skalki, costs 140. It says my village here, but until you do some things that we haven't done yet, you cannot get a fast travel to your village. But we'll do that later in another episode. So we rode to Skalki with the wagon. That bell ringing, by the way, is this thing, which you can also build in your own village. And it will also ring in your own village. So if you want to do that, you can. I don't know if we've unlocked it yet, but Skalki is basically a town on the water at the base of the mountains. There are quests and all sorts of things to do here. You can buy chickens here, up that way. But if you walk all the way down to the end of the road on the water, that's where the lady who sells donkeys is. This is confusing for a lot of people. There is no merchant that sells animals. You have to find where the animals are, and then you can just walk up to one and buy it, as long as you already have the building that it goes in. So I'm going to buy a male donkey and put him in there. And now we're done. The annoying thing is they get teleported, basically, to the building that they belong in. And you can't ride them from here, which can be a little annoying, but it's not that big a deal. If you're really tight on money, or you're just, in general, a very frugal person, you may not want to use fast travel. I am
life treating you?
Lazy instead of frugal. So I am going to use fast travel. And you also see that we got a new icon up in the top left. That icon means there are animals that need food. The way animals and food work. Animals without food will not die. You don't have to feed them ever. But if you don't feed them, they don't produce manure and they don't breed. Now, right now, that's completely irrelevant because I'm not using donkeys for manure and I'm not breeding donkeys because I only have one. So it doesn't matter if I feed them. So I'm not going to feed them at all for right now. In the future, for pigs, it becomes much more important because generally you start with 2 pigs and you want that to grow, you want them to breed so that you end up with more pigs, and you want the pigs you have to be producing manure because that's your fertilizer source. So yeah, you want to be feeding them. And either you can do that by yourself, or if you assign someone to the building, they'll do it for you. So I'll see you back in the village. So here we are back at the village. And if we go to our donkey shelter, we see that there's a donkey in it. And you can, if you have a saddle in your inventory, you can hold down A and saddle him up. And you can also, this is a bit weird. I didn't get this. I had to look it up. At first, I did not get it at all. If you go to your inventory and then you push down right stick or look down in the bottom right, if you're on PC, see what the control is, but you push right stick and it switches to the inventory of your mount. You push it again and it switches back to your inventory. If you go to clothing, the large saddlebag and the iron horseshoes, if you have them, are counted as clothing. You hold down A and it will transfer it to your mount. You switch to your mount again, press down the right stick, and put on the large saddlebag the same way you put on clothes on yourself. And now, when we hold down A on our mount, we see that he has saddlebags and he has a saddle. Works the same with horses. So pretty much, once I get a donkey, I stop walking. I will be donkeying around all over the place because it more than doubles your carrying capacity if you're using your donkey and your own inventory, and it gets you around a lot quicker. That's normal walking speed, so to speak. And if you push down left stick, that's sprinting speed. And you see his stamina will be going down a lot faster if you're sprinting. Animals can get hurt and can get killed, so you want to be careful about riding your animal into a bandit camp or something like that. But if they don't get killed, they do heal pretty quickly. So you can get hurt a bit and then run away, and they will heal up pretty quickly. So we want to go down. We see that our ladies are over here. They're plowing and fertilizing. Very productive. We want to go over to the smithy and make 3 fishing spears. Sometimes you can find fishing spears around the place. There are little camps on the coast and whatever, on the banks of rivers and whatnot. But I'm not worried about that. I just want to make them so that I've got them and I can get it all done. So, stone tools, fishing spear. I need 6 stone and 6 logs to make 3 fishing spears. My people are running out of food. That doesn't seem possible. I just put a whole bunch of food in there for them, I thought. 6 logs and 6 stone. But everybody is running out of food, so I'm going to have to go deal with that immediately. Now that I've got my fishing spears, we'll go up and have a look at what's going on with the food. I thought all of that roasted fish meat that I put in there would have been good for a long time, but apparently not. Let's see, I'm a little confused and concerned about what's up with the food situation. What have we got in the food? We've got roasted fish meat for days, which means if we go into management and we go over to the rightmost tab, food items, I must have turned off roasted fish meat. Somewhere down here. Yeah, roasted fish meat is turned off. Now it's turned on. And now everybody has food. Little icon. The top left goes away, which is excellent. So we've got the spears done. Let's put this back on and see where we're at. So stone is a bit better than half. Logs are fine, limestone's fine, straw is of course fine. Let's have a drink. And maybe eat something. I've got 2 meats I can cook. I only clicked on that once. Instead of hitting Y to cook multiple. And I can eat it. It doesn't get me up to full, but I'm just not worrying about food that much right now. So it's all good. Farming, you can always check on your farming by going over to the field here. So what it should show is 50-50. So if it's a 50 field, it should show, when it's done, it'll show 50 in green, 50 below it. So you can see they're working on field 2. They've done 11. That means they planted 11 and they're still working on it. This one, they haven't planted anything in it yet, but they're going to plant 50. And this one, they've planted 34 flax and 16 beetroot. And that one is basically done. If it shows green, they're growing. If it shows yellow, it means they're ready to harvest. So that's all working well. Now that we actually have animals, we have something in the animals tab. We have 1 donkey. And I'm gonna press down the right stick and give him a name. Actually, why don't you name my donkey? By the time I do the next episode, if you come in and tell me what you think a good name would be, I will pick from the viewer suggestions. So for now, I'll just keep calling him Donkey. And it's basically time for bed. Let's see. Yeah, I think I might go to bed and we'll see about building a couple of things tomorrow. Oh, bed's not quite available yet. That's also a thing. You have to wait to a certain time of day before you're allowed to go to bed. So we may as well, since we've still got a little time and we have a donkey now, I'm going to ride over to town quickly and turn in that quest with the 3 fishing spears. And then we've got all of that done and we're certain of it before the end of the season. See you in Piastovia. Just in case you were wondering, if you're sprinting with your animal, he will start huffing the same way that you do. and we'll slow down. So, Durwan is where the spear quest has to go, and here he is.
How can I help you?
Here are some fishing spears. Business is business. Done. He gave me a little coin. And now we can see that we're done with all of the side quests. So I can put this one back up again. The beetroots for Posnamir are going to take a while because they are planted in spring and harvested in autumn. So it's going to take 2 seasons before I can get him his beetroots. Oddly enough, if you really wanted to, you could buy all of the beetroots you need from Posnamir and give them back to Posnamir to complete that quest. But I'm going to grow them. May as well. Why not? I've got some villagers working on my fields now. So, catch you back in the village. We'll be there shortly. So we're back in the village. For the purposes of donkey riding, wherever you leave your donkey, he will stay there, which is good to know. But at season change, he goes back to the donkey shelter. And I asked you to name my donkey, and then it occurred to me, I would prefer names that are not totally ridiculous. I don't want to be riding around all the time on Donkey McDonkey Face or something like that for the rest of this Let's Play. So, going to bed. See you in the morning, Bogush. So, it's another day. Day 3, I believe. I'm just curious. I think I changed the season length. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, so it's still 5. That means actually I'm probably on day 4 now. What day is it? You can always see the temperature, the day of the season, and the time of day. The season, what year you're on, above the map. You also see the king. Now, the king's name means something, and generally a king is going to be positive, neutral, or negative. That affects how your villagers react when you do a quest for the king. Alphonse the Generous is a positive name, so that'll give my villagers a little boost in mood. Speaking of mood, you can see that the ones that moved into stone houses have 29% mood now, which is pretty cool. It's another day, so we shouldn't forget to flirt with Amelia. Where is she? Alina? Amelia. She's down here at the fields, so we get a little private moment alone.
I know. How is life treating you?
How is life treating you, Amelia? How are you doing, beautiful? You are so caring. I'm sure you're going to be a great mother. Now, I've used that one before, and I know it worked, so I'll stick with it. I don't know if she thinks of herself as smart, but she does seem to be practical, so giving her a tip on how to deal with a bee sting is also good. So it's 14. And after a while, I think when you get to 70%, you start getting very lewd flirting options like, I want to do bad things with you, girl. I think I've used the athletic figure before, and it was a +10, which is good. I fantasize about the taste of your lips. Some of these, honestly, are a bit cringy, but I'll go ahead and try it. It's a +3, and I've got her up to 83%,
Have a good day.
which is good. I should be able to hit 100% tomorrow. And during this episode, probably get married. which is kind of cool. I like to maybe get married myself before too many of my villagers do. It doesn't actually make any difference. Mechanically, it doesn't really matter at all. But it's just, I'm the boss of the village. I should have a wife and a child probably before anybody else does. So we'll see. So what I really want to do now is build a sewing hut. And I should be able to do that without damaging the King's Quest, because I have an excess of logs and an excess of straw. Woo! If you hold down the right stick, that is dismount. So normally for something like this, now that I've got a donkey, I would put as much as I could carry on me and then put some extra on the donkey. I don't need to do that because I have unlimited carry weight turned on, but it's good tip for you. I think what I need are just sticks and straw and logs, of course. Always need logs. Oh, check traps. Yep, they're both full. It's good. Rearm them. And let's see. So buildings, production, sewing 1. And it's not going to let me build it anywhere on this slope. This is one of those buildings that will not build on too slopey slope because it won't go on stilts. It has to be on a stone foundation. So I think I'm going to have to put it about here. Let's see how lined up it is. That is pretty lined up. And let's see where we can put it. Now it's telling me I can't put it anywhere. So let's spin it around a bit. It's not going to be lined up, but that's fine. It's totally fine. Oh, I don't have stones for the foundation. Let's pick up some stones. 8. Oh man, and there's no stones anywhere. Two, 3, 4, 5, 8. And it's pretty easy to build. It doesn't require a crazy amount of resources. At least the first level of it. Oops, I missed. There we go, it's done. So what it allows you to do is, first of all, it's got a box like all buildings do, and then it's got a spinning wheel. If you open up the spinning wheel, you can create linen thread or wool thread. Linen thread, I'll go ahead and buy it because it doesn't cost hardly anything. When you have flax stock, which we have harvested before, you can create linen thread. Then you can go over here to the loom, and you need, I'll also buy that, you need linen thread to make linen fabric. It's 1-to-1. One linen thread makes 1 linen fabric. Over here, same thing with wool. And then you can come to the tailoring table and make lots of different things. You can make backpacks and pouches with leather and metals and all sorts of stuff. Padded armor, clothes, standard clothes, decent clothes, great clothes. And you can then make basic, simple, and winter within standard. Decent, you've got light, fine, and warm. and great clothes, you have noble and rich. And that they are basically an ever-increasing hierarchy. So basic clothes, actually simple clothes, sorry. A simple tunic requires some linen thread, some linen fabric, and we're going to have lots of that soon. So that is a good money maker, because if you look down the bottom, it has a 550 price, which means it sells for 275, and each one sells for 275. We'll probably be able to make like 15 of them or something. So that's not bad. It's actually a requirement, more or less. When we start making flax, you kind of have to have a sewing hut. But the other way to make money, other than baking and sewing, is to go back down to the smithy. And let's have a look at... I've heard from people that bronze maces are a good deal as far as making money. So, first of all, there is a bronze tool called shearing scissors that takes one bronze bar, sells for 75, but every one bronze bar makes two of them. So it sells for 150 for two and only needs one bar. If you go to weapons, bronze weapons, where's the bronze mace? Am I just... Sword, axe, pick, mace. There it is. Bronze mace takes one bronze bar, one leather, and one log, which is also not bad, and it sells for 340. So 170. It sells for a little bit more than two bronze shears, but it uses a lot more resources. So I don't know if that actually is such a great idea. It probably makes more or gives more experience. But I think the bronze shears are probably a better deal as far as making stuff to sell. So let's take 20 bronze bars and make bronze shears. Need to buy the scheme to unlock. And then we can make 20, which is actually 40 of them. And we should have 40 bronze shears. They sell for 150 each. So 75 actually each. So that's 3,000 coin right there. I didn't turn in the fishing spear quest. Huh. What am I doing? The thing is, we just made a whole bunch of stuff that we can sell. Bronze shears. Nobody in Piastovia except Pozdemir has money anymore because we sold them 1 billion flatbread. So that's a little problem. But what we can do is we want pigs anyway. And we can just ride up to Klonitsa, which is where pigs are. So I might stay to the road. Well, actually, let's ride up here and then go straight north to that road and see if we get horribly mauled by anything or attacked by bandits or whatever. So let's sprint our donkey a little. So the merchants in Piastovia are basically out of money except Pozdemir. And the merchants everywhere else still have some money, but most towns other than Piastovia on the Oxbow map only have a couple of vendors or merchants. They don't have many. There's also a random spawn back here. There could be a bandit camp. Doesn't seem to be there. Whoops. I actually went off the map. So let's go north from here. So we're heading to that other road. Riding cross country can be exciting and risky because you never know what you're going to run into. So there's one road. We're going to keep going north until we hit the next road, which will take us straight to Klonitsa. Oops. I hear boar. I see boar. So you see that we just unlocked the goose house. That's because our villagers are farming. Villagers doing work gives you technology points. Slowly. But it does give you technology points. So we want to turn further this way. So as your villagers start doing things, or while your villagers are doing things, you just automatically get technology points passively. And you don't have to do anything for that. So first of all, in Klonitsa, we can have a look if... We haven't been to Klonitsa before in this playthrough. So the camp with villagers you can recruit is here, outside town.
About a man who ran a whole village entirely by himself.
And I'm thinking it might not be bad to have a 3 farming person. There are no 3 farming people here. Fine. So Klonitsa is interesting. It has some, I think, kind of cool quests. There is specifically one quest here which will give you the best knife in the game, which is not bad. There is a vendor here. He doesn't sell anything that I generally want, but I can sell him bronze shearing scissors and get a good bit of money. And around the back of his house, shed, whatever, there is Pazirka, who is an herbalist. I can sell her some bronze shearing scissors as well, almost all of them. And then I'm going to buy some stuff off of her. She should have potions. And I'm going to buy potions of stamina. These are not crazy expensive. So potions of stamina and strength are really, really good to have. And it takes a while before you can buy them. Before you can make them, I mean, yourself. So I can sell her
whatever you need.
some more of those. And then if I go back into town, I can buy a breeding pair of pigs. Pigs are back here somewhere. The pigs are over here. There's the pigs. So the same thing with donkeys. You just look at them, say buy, and say where you want to put them. There's only one place to put them, obviously. But that's just because we've only built one. So I'm going to go ahead and buy 2 females and 1 male. It's a good start. I don't...
Hello.
Yeah, no, I can't buy animal food from her. So the pigs need food. And that's actually important because they don't produce manure if they don't have food. So I'm going to go the lazy way and spend a little money and fast travel back to Piastovia. And now we'll see why I got Village Whistleblower. When I whistle, my mount appears from around the corner somewhere. Sometimes he comes out of the house here, but you can call him wherever you are and he will come, which is pretty handy. So I haven't 100% figured it out with merchants. I think they completely restock their money between seasons, but they partially restock their money during seasons. And this guy, Markoslav, seems to have all of his money back. So I've sold all of the bronze shearing scissors, but he doesn't have any animal food. So it seems like he restocked his money. Maybe I bought something from him, I can't remember. But yeah, he restocked his money, but he didn't restock his stuff.
Wants to see my good luck.
That's fine. That's fine. We sold all of our bronze shearing scissors and made some money again, which is cool. So I'm gonna ride back to my village and I'll see you there. So here comes the village again. I was just thinking a good thing to know about animals is when you want your animals to reproduce, you want to breed them, you do not need an animal breeder. That is the person, that's what they call the person you assign to an animal building. And it's kind of a bad name. I don't really have a better name in mind, but it's kind of a bad name because it sounds like you need one to breed animals, and you don't. They breed on their own. What you do need is food. So I'm going to take this animal feed and I'm going to put most of it in the pigsty. So animals that produce something, like chickens produce eggs and feathers, geese produce eggs and feathers, pigs produce manure, and so on. They do that a lot less. They do that a lot less if they don't have food, and they do not reproduce if they don't have food. However, the reproduction only happens between seasons. So do not look for piglets in the middle of a season because it just doesn't happen. There are many mechanics in the game where something changes between seasons. And
I could really do with a drink.
yeah, I realize you need some food and water, Bogush. Yeah, certain things change between seasons and otherwise just don't. So your animals may breed between seasons. There's a random chance. Doesn't always happen, but if it's going to happen, it happens between seasons. I'm going up to the hunting lodge because Bogush keeps complaining about food, and I have a bunch of meat that I can dry for his inventory. So far, I haven't really got big time food production going, and I won't this season, but we'll get there. Donkey McDonkey Face, loyally waiting for me outside. Please name my donkey. I don't want to I really don't want to keep calling him Donkey McDonkeyface. Or Donkadonk or whatever. Usually I name my donkeys Lug because that's what they do. They lug stuff around. I've got some fish I can cook. And I'm going to put that roasted fish in the food storage for my people. It's only one because it's not pike. Pike are the fish I got before, and they actually give quite a lot of food. So there goes all of Vogish's food. And what else can we do? It's getting late in the day. We now have... Oh, this is also an interesting good to know thing. Donkeys and many other animals produce manure. You can pick it up yourself. And even though there's only one donkey, and even though he has not been in the donkey shelter at all, just having a donkey shelter produces manure. That's good to know. But if you assign a person to a donkey shelter or a stables for horses, they will not gather the manure. So you don't get any manure from having someone assigned. The only thing they do is feed the animals. If you assign someone to a pigsty, they will gather the manure and put it in the resource storage. So you will be getting manure automatically if you have someone assigned to a pigsty, and only a pigsty. They will also feed the pigs, and you can also gather it yourself. The stuff that appears in buildings, like eggs in hen houses and manure in pigsties and all of that, the stuff that physically appears is separate from the stuff that your people gather. So a villager assigned to a pigsty will be gathering however much manure they can, and manure will still appear physically in the hut, in the pigsty, and you can go and gather it yourself. It is confusing at first. It took me a long time to realize that, but they are two completely separate things. So I got some manure. I can turn it into fertilizer. Not that much, but it's every little bit counts. I'll go up and put that in the resource storage so that the people can use it. Oh, my traps are triggered and done. So I can put down a rabbit trap.
Living here is definitely better than living on the road.
But not much. Yeah. Your people will give you not so subtle hints that they're not crazy about how your town is going, which is tiring, to be honest. But anyway, let's put feathers in there, fertilizer, fur, logs, manure, straw, and let's get some sticks to make a new bird trap.
Spring is when you feel like whistling.
Need
Even when
only
it's
2
cold.
sticks. Need only 2 sticks. Where are 2 sticks? It's kind of hard to see. Here we go. Sticks, sticks, sticks. Got plenty more than 2. Bird trap. Okay, so the traps are reset. Still want these trees to come back. Man, I'd really like to have the trees. But, so how are the fields going? Let's check that in management on the fields. 50, 50, 50, 34, 16. So they're done already, which is great. what I'm going to do in that case is I'm going to assign one of these farmers off of the farm shed because there's nothing for them to do anymore, and put them on the pigsty. And you see how it now says animal breeder. They're not actually breeding animals. They are purely feeding them and collecting manure if they're in the pigsty. And likewise, when you... Oh no, actually no, you don't see it there. You see it here. When you go to pigsty, you see Alina as the animal breeder. And she's got a skill of 3 in farming, which is as good as it gets at the moment. So she will be... the thing we have to remember, if you look at the pigsty, on the right side, there's that little yellow note. That means there is no work being done. There are no assignments. So if we set this, whenever you put somebody in a new building, for the first time especially, you have to pump that up. Otherwise, you're not going to see any results. They're not going to do any work. So she's going to be collecting 50 manure a day, which is 5 fertilizer. Which is 25 fertilizer, because it's 2 to 1. So let's see if we can already go to bed. We can. Sleep till the next day. Okay, good morning. The last day of the season. Let's check out, let's check out what we might want to do. So we've got pigs. They're going to breed. They are producing manure for fertilizer. We've got the fields. If we use our inspector mode, we can see we are going to have tons of flax next season. And we're going to have beetroot over here and flax. And over the other side, we're going to have lots and lots of flax, which will allow us to make a lot of clothes, which will allow us to get a lot of money, which is nice. We have more than enough for everything on our King Quest, except stone, but we should be able to get enough stone next season by mining in the cave to finish that as well. The thing we don't have much of, we want to flirt with Amelia. I almost forgot. Lovely Amelia, wherever she is, our future wife. She's talking to another man. That we can't have that. We can't have that. We've got to.
How can I help you?
Got to interrupt. How are you doing, beautiful? When you're not around, I feel incomplete, hollow. I want to do with you what spring does with the cherry trees. Yeah, let's try it. It's only +3. Another +3. Yeah, we're getting close. We're at 89%, but because we got 2 +3s, which are not really good enough, she's not talking to us anymore. So next season, or actually maybe this season, I could get her a gift. Yeah.
See you around.
Yeah, let's get her a gift. She's a hard worker, so let's get her a hard worker gift. And then we can have a spring wedding, and that'll make a nice end to the episode. So, we've done it a lot this episode. We are riding back to Piastovia again. There is a vendor in the market at Piastovia that sells gifts. And the gift description tells you what kind of person they're for. So, it's good to do exactly what I'm doing here. I forget exactly how much a gift gives you. I think it might be 20% or 25, maybe even. I hope that it's at least 11. Maybe it's only 15, but as long as it's at least 11, we can convince Amelia that we are worth marrying. So I'll see you in Piastovia. So here we are in Piastovia again. The guy we're looking for gifts is Domazir. Domazir has all sorts of gifts. That's the only thing basically that he sells. And if you look in the description, first of all, it tells you it's a gift. And then it tells you what it may be appropriate for or who may appreciate it. This, for example, amber figurine may be appreciated by someone with a sense of humor. So Amelia's sense of humor is not absent, but it's not one of her main things. This will satisfy someone who likes jewelry. This will satisfy someone who likes to discover its uses. Pretty, but also useful. The other thing it shows is it can be given to a man or a woman. Personally, I find this kind of stupid. Why would a woman not want a cloak brooch? Why would a man not want a blanket? But it's the way it is in the game. So this is for a woman who is pragmatic. Somebody who likes taking risks. Definitely not Amelia, but also only for a man. Someone who likes experimenting with new things. Also not Amelia. What I think... He also has a million flatbread because we gave him a million flatbread. I don't think Amelia likes to party. Likes ingenious solutions. Glass bottle, appreciates functionality as well as aesthetics. Maybe. But I think something practical is actually... I don't know what a Kaptorga is. Unique pendant. Poetic soul. I'm pretty sure that's not our Amelia. Lanula. Someone fashionable. Someone who's not a friend of a hangover. Not afraid of a hangover. Yeah, that's, I think, also not her. Needle case. Surely make someone practical and crafty happy can be given to a woman during flirting. So let's see. Ornate toolbox for man. Perfume, pipe, pouch of spices. Perfect for someone wanting to excel at work. I think that is actually her, but someone hardworking. So I think she's hardworking. So let's, it seems like the most stupid, unromantic gift ever to me, but a thimble. Here, Amelia, sew something. They appear under miscellaneous, which we haven't looked at much. But those gifts are always under miscellaneous.
My worst. So long.
In case you buy one and you think it disappeared. So let's go back. One of the ladies in town just told me that with a little bit of courage, I will find a wife. And that's what I am intending to do right now. So let's get back to the village and see if we can make an honest woman out of Amelia. I always like the view that you start getting when you have built up your village a little bit and you're riding in from somewhere further away and you can see it there in the distance. There's our little Bogishville town starting to develop. It's looking okay. I don't mind it at all. So let's find Amelia. I believe, I may be wrong, we'll see in a moment if I'm right or wrong. I believe that the gift giving functions on a separate counter to the speech flirting. So I just noticed that the traps are ready to go. Always good to check those. And Amelia, if I remember correctly, works
Ever
right here.
wondered what a world without kings would look like?
I have never wondered what a world without kings would look like.
Hello there.
So you go to romance and you go, I got you a little something. Boom. Oh, her affection is at 99%.
Damn it!
It changed by 10. Oh man. And I can't talk to her again today. Man. Okay, so gifts. It depends on the gift, I think. Like if I had maybe gotten her a better gift, it would have gone up by more than 10%. But 10 is pretty good. She's on the edge. So I think we're having a summer wedding. Not a spring wedding. Yeah, that's kind of a pity. But I have something to look forward to in the next episode. So something else that's good to know. Your villagers, what they're doing, what you see them doing often reflects, especially the farmers, it reflects what they're actually doing. So what's it look like she's doing? She's not doing any farming tasks because she has nothing to do. So she is Vladislava. She is assigned to farming, but our fields are all done, as we can see. 50 flax, 50 flax, 50 flax, 34 flax, and 16 beetroot. So it's only a day. You can just let it go and just let her do whatever she's doing, namely nothing. Or you can look at her. Vladislava has a 3 in hunting, and she has a 3 in diplomacy. So we can also move her, if we want to micromanage, we can move her to the hunting lodge, for example. And it shows you in the skills column what skill is needed and what level her skill's at. So this is farming. She has 3s. She has 3 in hunting. She has 3 in farming. And the rest she has 2s. So we could put her in the hunting lodge. And it's telling us, the yellow note down in the status is telling us that the hunting lodge has no stuff happening. So we can ask her to get meat, or to dry meat, or to get leather, or to get fur. I might put her on leather for now. She doesn't get much, 4 1/4 a day, which is not great. And we see that she doesn't have a knife. You see where it says knife and durability and it shows nothing? That's because there are no knives.
It's starting to look like a proper village.
And then you see her actually leave. Like, she leaves the farming shed and she's walking up to the hunting lodge. Until she gets there, I don't think it's going to show us that there are any problems. Oh no, there are knives. It just took a moment. Sometimes you have to go out of the management, out of the menus, and then go back. So she has a knife. She will start making leather. And it says she's working, so everything is fine there. I can't believe that we are 1% away from marrying Amelia.
Damn it!
Very disappointing. So close. I'm going to... Where is Amelia living? She's living in Courtyard 2. Let's make sure that Courtyard 2... Okay. Because the worst thing that could happen is that she would now marry Milan. It won't happen. I know it won't happen. But let's remove Amelia and put Amelia in another house just to make sure that she won't be getting together with anybody else next summer. All of these things happen at the beginning of the season. If someone gets pregnant, it's at the beginning of the season, not during the season. If somebody, everybody grows up one year at the beginning of a season, or yeah, at the beginning of every fourth season. All of these big changes, they generally happen at the beginning of a season. So I think I might actually leave it there, have a little drink, have a little flyover, and I'd say our village is going pretty well. We made and spent a lot of money. We planted 4 fields, harvested 4 fields and planted 4 fields. I harvested 2 fields and planted 4. So summer we're going to be sowing like crazy. We recruited some people. We recruited Alina and Vladislava, who proved very useful. So let's do a flyover and see how everything is looking. It's still a stumpy wasteland, but it's starting to look like a little village. And we've got lots of room to expand the fields over there. We've got our animals down there, and we can build that area out with more animals and build more housing up into the trees. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. What are you thinking? If you've been enjoying this and you've learned things, please give it a like. And if you want to catch the next one, make sure you subscribe. It really helps the channel. And I will see you next time. Enjoy your Medieval Dynasty. Until then.
Goodbye.